Hey everybody, Corey from Aquarium Co-op. Today, I want to geek out about these babies with you guys. If you were watching the Deep in the Mulm podcast, you heard me geek out from across the room when I saw that my Nigerian red pelvic acromis or Kribensis pair finally had babies. Something awesome just happened.
Spawned?
Yes. So if we kind of zoom in there, you can see Dad showing them around the house, taking care of them. He'll attack fish through the glass. But yeah, pretty stoked. They really blend in with the gravel. So as you watch them go down on the gravel, they basically disappear. And they laid the eggs inside of the little Episto cave there, which I was a little worried. Maybe in the last video you guys saw, like, I might have to switch out the caves and swap them up. Like, they're just not doing what I want. You know, and that was like a little more than a week ago. And then here they are. You know, they actually produced, so I'm super happy. They're really good parents so far, and this species in general is. And these are one of the, I'm going to say one of the easiest egg-laying cichlids to breed. You know, they're much easier than Epistos in my experience. And yeah, they look good. Like, I just think that male is a great looking fish. The females look better in my opinion. Look at all the yellow. Look at the nice purple tummy. But he's got that red kind of throat and mouth to him. So I'm super excited because I was feeling defeated. Like, I normally can breed these, but I hadn't bred them in my well water. So hard well water people are always like, well, what could I breed? What should I do? And so yeah, just feeding them Magic Small Fish feed. And they've been eating the community pellet, by the way. If you're like, what'd you condition them with? Just feeding them community pellet. I did get some new fish, and so some of the new fish over here would be, these are drape fin barbs, and my plan is to hopefully grow them out and have them look really cool for everybody to look at. Right now, they're just like, why would anyone buy that silverfish? And I also said that for many years in my store of like, people would ask for them, like, really? Like, I've never seen them look that good. And so I want to try and grow them out and see if I can get them nice and yellow and kind of like these, the barbs over here that just went and hid. The black ruby barbs, they look terrible in a store also, but when the males color up, they're totally worth keeping. So, you know, I want to see if that's true, and maybe part of my hobby is I'm slowing down a little bit, going, yeah, I can wait 6 months and see how those look. Over here, the guppy grass went to the store, so you can see there's spots all over the glass here, because we were doing that yesterday. And these are another barb, a golden dwarf barb that I've just been kind of growing out. Got them from Dan's Fish. And then I've got a, what is that rainbow? I can't remember off the top of my head, even though I emailed the person because I'm going to see them next week and go, hey, can I get some more of these? For whatever reason, I had a batch of them fry growing out. What are they? Yeah, anyway. They were growing out, doing fine, and then I lost all but one in here, and that's when I lost all but two of these mystery fry in here. That being said, I had rainbows in that tank and that tank there. They didn't pass away, and even in this tank, I had all of the orange laser koi that didn't have any problems. So it didn't seem like, oh no, you just had pneumonia spine or something. And it was two different tanks, and it was only the rainbows, which I thought was very weird. But you can see this male here is super cool. And why are you interested in these, Corey? They colony breed for a bunch of users. So what does that mean? Put them in a planted tank, will make more, don't really have to intervene a whole lot. That's right up my alley. So yeah, I've been doing wicked amounts of plumbing. If you haven't been on the Deep in the Mold podcast, you wouldn't know that, but really trying to tackle the 800-gallon clarity problem, trying to do a lot of learning, been doing incredible amounts of testing, and I'm working on a video. I even installed this crazy thing. This is a pleated filter that is 100 micron, that is 3 feet tall, and that's in addition to the two giant canister filters. And you can still see that I still have I'm going to call it the cloudiness, and everyone that's chimed in, I've been doing lots of research. It could be bacteria. We do have some bubbles in here. I added this big air stone yesterday, and I need to turn it down some because the flow that I've got going is kind of whipping it in, and so that's some of what you see right now is actually little tiny air bubbles, which I didn't have the problem before, but yeah, so I've still got some more testing to do, some more things that I want to try. I don't have clear water. I'm really chasing the dragon on absolutely clear water. And what would that mean? That would mean from here to there, it looks like they're floating in air. And while most people that come in, they go, wow, this tank's looking good. It's not that. I want that clear, that very clear, glass look or water look. And you can see here, like we've got the algae growing from the lights. So that's what we see over there. And babies still going nuts as they have been. You know, if I get down in the weeds normally, you can see all these little babies. But the smallest ones are usually way back in there hiding out. You know, here's a little one coming up. And they've been digging, so that doesn't help the water purity or clarity. But I also installed just a cheap little UV sterilizer and a hang-on back just to add straight more gallons per hour. I replumbed these canister filters entirely and used a flow meter to test every step of the way, and I'm going to share those results on how to optimize canister filters and things like that so that you could optimize. And really, I'm not convinced that everyone necessarily needs more flow, but if you're using the power to power that, this uses about 30 watts, or I think it's 36 watts. No, 56. I've got it all written down. I was testing all the canister filters for how much energy. If it's supposed to put out 600 gallons per hour, why not get close to that? I've got this one to 540 now, and it's dirty on the inside and everything, and it started out at like 250. So design choice on how you work on that matters a whole bunch. You can see here's lots of plumbing. This has been 3 or 4 like 7-hour days of trying lots of different stuff on all of them. So like this one also got replumbed and to increase flow, and just I wanted to test the I don't even know where it went. I had it, maybe it's in the sink. The corrugated, or I think it's corrugated. The tubing on flue ball filters is normally corrugated, and it slows flow down and everything. So hey, look, there's the color on the flagtail as he swims to the other side that doesn't have that light. I haven't swapped that over yet, but I did get more Bristol Shabunkins from a different breeder out of the club, Goldfish Council. So now I've got both of them in here, kind of just growing them out, figuring out what is Corey going to do with these, and besides just enjoy them, obviously. So now I've got, you might go, well, Corey, that's going to be a lot. Like, you've got a lot in there. When those all grow out to be full, I completely agree. And maybe they'll graduate to the 800 gallon, or my pond, or some will get sold at the store. Maybe I'll breed a few in here. I don't know exactly what I'm doing yet. But if you've been following these videos, you might have noticed that, like, oh, look at all the algae's gone. I do believe goldfish are the cleanest fish, which some people recoiled right there going, how dare you, they're so dirty. And yet I think they clean everything. They're always digging the gravel. They're always chasing down algae for you. We don't have the crystal clear water in here yet either. You can see little particles and everything. But my hope is to figure that out for everybody. And I think from research and what I'm learning is it's what do I want to say? It's a multi-step process. It's not just put another canister, just put a UV, just add air, just put a fine polishing pad, just change more water. All of those go in tandem, and I actually think there could be a little bit of bacteria in my well water to begin with. And so if we kind of spin around again, which I'm making you guys sick, I'm sure, I've got all kinds of inline filtration we're going to do for the water change system, and this smart flow, because one of the projects I've got going on the forum, if you haven't joined our forum, check it out, is kind of making the fish room smarter. This will tell me exactly how many gallons are going through the pipe. And so that way, we can know, well, when you do 10 minutes on the 800 gallon with a full open pipe, how many gallons of water is that? I'll be able to have that data and to be able to back it up with things. So this is, hopefully going to be a fairly simple install. I've actually got Dean coming over. We're going to do a whole bunch of stuff. And I want to update him on all the stuff I've been working on in terms of flow rates and that kind of stuff. I installed more lights, so hopefully that's given a look I'm going to like better on camera, maybe you guys too. All these little bar lights, as I'm calling them, they're just making everything a little bit brighter so the camera doesn't struggle as much. And yeah, I've been trying to put stuff away. I've got Gary Lang coming over for a dinner, and he'll want to see the fish room, I would think. And so I've been trying to get all the filters and other stuff I'm working on put away while also still pushing forward. I did put a pleco in here, and I'm waiting for him to do his job because I don't want to use snails to do it. But this plant, which I can't remember the name of it, it's crazy. Can I get a good look at it? It's thriving, and it's a tissue culture plant. And yeah, so I recommend it. We caught out a bunch of these to take to the store yesterday. So gold guppy is going to be in the store. Oh yeah, I've been working on de-snailing. And I put these in 2 days ago now. So I was going to film yesterday, ran out of time because we were catching fish. And so I thought, this is 2 days soak, so 48 hours in this tank, which you might have looked at this, if you go back in the other video and you look and you're like, there's not even that many snails in there. And like, I'm going to get it out. It's surprising when you go like, I can see 20 snails, like, oh, it's actually an insane amount, which I realize I'm pouring some back in. I'm trying to get the water out here. A lot of the water. So many snails. They just hide everywhere. Let me try to get these off here. Which, my job, we sell these. We worked a long time to make these snail collectors, and the snail collectors are good for collecting snails. You can also, you can use them to catch some fish like a pleco. If you don't have, like one of the biggest, we have a lot of good reviews, but some of the bad reviews, my pleco likes to go in there. Well, if you don't have caves, like if there's a pleco in there, I don't think I have a pleco in this tank, but if there was, there's no caves for it, of course it's going to love to go in here. So let me flip the lid because there's even more, but you can just see. What's crazy is you would not have seen that many snails when we showed it. And if I'm good at my job, I'll go find that footage and I'll overlay this, or I'll have the editor do it. Depends on how fast I want to get this out. So yeah, trying to harvest these snails here. Well, anyway, on camera, I'll do it faster, but let's make sure there's no fish in there. Oh, pouring them back in. That's why I keep the lid on and I do it, but I was trying to show you guys. The lid's made to strain water. We built that in. So this part right here, if I put it back on, you see this part strains the water out, keeps the snails back. And then, so normally what I do here is I kind of try to get them to let go of the thing. And then I go and I feed the clown loaches. So they go into here. Corey, that's your clarity problem. You keep feeding them a bunch of snails and stuff they're going to break up. Like, yeah, but they love it. They love it so much. Those are wafers that have been in there for 2 days, so that's what's clouding that part, but they'll eat that too. So yeah, I can get a few more out of there obviously, but I feed them, they love it. Even the African cichlids will chow down on some too, but if I back up enough, the clown loaches usually come in and raid the place for all the snails. So yeah, working on, one of my New Year's resolutions, or wasn't a resolution, it was a goal, to snail free myself. So yeah, this one I put back in. So I had that in yesterday or 2 days ago, and there was still more snails. Like there's still more snails in both of these. So, I'm trying to get the lion's share of them out, and then I'll put some fish to work. So we'll see. So this would be, I did 1 day soak, and then You can see there's some shrimp in there. I can see the antennas. You see it? 1 day soak, took out the snails, and then this has been a 2 day soak, and I can see there's at least one Amano shrimp in there. Let's see if I can. So normally, again, just I strain it like this. That's how I normally do it. Probably doesn't look too cool, and you're gonna go, but there's a shrimp in there. Yeah, there's a shrimp. And so if I do this, then we go, hey, little shrimper, come on. Amano shrimp feels so gross, like little aliens. You're jumping like a madman. There we go, I got him. Got him. Get back in there. There you go, that big mama, full of eggs. So yeah, this was another soak, not nearly as much as the one we just did, but you can still see there's more. So over time, if you just keep refilling it with bait, I just use these using scrapers. You just keep farming more and more. I'm gonna put this lid back on so they don't crawl all over the counter here, and then I'll deal with them when I'm done filming. So that way you guys don't have to watch me just film all day. Or feed snails all day. Kind of the same old going here, just this is the newer batch of those gold guppies. I don't know if you guys saw the short, but I took a Anubias, this one right here, from the super brown tank. So over here. And you can see the pleco. Do your job, buddy. You're cleaning the plant. You can see where he's cleaning the plant. But clean the glass. Help me out. If I scrape this down, you don't get the food. You want the food. I know you want it. I'm a sucker for I can make that better. Like he's been eating over here. If I just give him some time, he'll clean it all up. And I don't like wasting that food because I can't buy that food. So it's like, yeah, eat that, and then we'll feed you wafers and stuff. But anyway, I brought that Anubias from there, and I put it over here, and within 6 hours, it was this clean. I made the short, and I was like, yeah, you leave it in for a day or two, but the shrimp and even the platies went nuts and cleaned that up really nicely for me. We also, I say we, me, I removed all the guppy grass, so kind of making this into an Anubias tank here. So I think it's looking pretty good. Over here, we removed the pea puffers out. They just weren't tackling the bigger snails. So, and you guys we're also growing out, white clouds and rosy barbs, and these shabunkins are on duckweed patrol. They're pretty much done. I just haven't moved them. So that's what's going on here. But I want to get it snail free. So we brought in a spotted Congo puffer. You guys said, hey, why not grow that stuff for the store? And we actually had that idea already, and they were kind of already in motion. So this guy, I saw him assassinate a few yesterday because he just got here, but you can see there's one there, and there's some there, and there's very few shrimp in here. He probably already ate the couple of tiger shrimp I had. So I'm going to let him finish going to Murder Town on all of this, and then I'll move him over. Maybe he'll finish this out, and we'll just keep moving him down the line. But it's hard to use a puffer like this. Say hello. It's hard to use a puffer like that when you have shrimp. So if I move him into here, he'll probably, I say probably because not always, but he'll probably snack on a lot of these shrimps. So I don't necessarily want that to happen, but there's not a big snail load in here, but there are some, and if I don't eradicate it, you can see how many are in the tanks even when you don't think there's that many. So if I don't eradicate it, it'll just come back. I should move this plant. It's growing algae, and there's nobody in here. There's no shrimp. So there's nobody to clean it up. I should move that Anubias while I'm thinking about it. Here, I'll do that right now. Let's hope I'm not moving duckweed. I'm pretty sure we're duckweed free in that tank now. Here's how I check. I kind of dunk it around and see if any comes off. So there you go. What else? Anything new down here? I don't think so, really. Kind of same old. These guys just looking good. This light, while it looks amazing, grows too much algae. So this is the second light that needs to go on the Shabunkins 230 gallon. I just haven't moved it. But I like how much light it puts out. and I like the color, but I don't like scrubbing down the algae all the time. And so I guess I should talk about that. My goal is usually to achieve a balance where like this, I have to do nothing. I feed it. That's it. I don't have to gravel vac it. I don't have to rub down the algae. I don't have to, like, you can see the plants algae free. Yeah, there's a little bit of deficiency. I need to, beef up the root tabs and easy green a little bit. Over here, have not achieved balance. So in this case, there's more nutrients from the fish than there are plants to absorb it at the rate that we're changing water and we're doing things. So that's where balance has not been achieved, but I think it will be achieved over time. And that's, it can take quite a while, but Java ferns are looking good, so can't complain too much. But yeah, I definitely know I'm playing on hard mode when you've got like, okay, you've got 12 of these going and like, oh, I need that fish or I need to do this for that video, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't think there's too much more, might be a shorter video, but got you through a meal or whatever. Ooh, I did want to say live streams are coming back. Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm committing to that for quite a while. Sunday school is back, so hopefully you'll join. You'll be doing, like last Sunday, I spent 7 hours plumbing and working on things. You can do that while you listen to me, because that's what I do. I listen to other people. I throw it on the TV or just the computer and let it play, and then I get to work. And yeah, so I removed the heater here because we're going more cooler water. So I removed this heater, which affected the flow, and I removed quick disconnects and replaced them with bigger quick disconnects, my own homemade ones. Improve the flow again. So yeah, I'm going to distill all that wisdom down to hopefully a shorter, like 10-minute video so you can get the takeaway of what I learned in 30 or 40 hours of plumbing and removing and ordering parts and doing all of that stuff. So that would be the hope. Yeah, so thanks for hanging out. If you want to become a member, do that. If you want to support us, you can buy from us if you're in the United States. If you're in Canada, you can order from April's Aquarium. Otherwise, I'll see you on Sundays.